Hi, my name is Chase Benson, and welcome to the show Where You Live. On this show, we talk to all the movers and shakers in our Quesnel community and see why Quesnel is the best place to live. Today, we're filming at the College of New Caledonia, and would like to thank them for letting us film in this beautiful space today. On this episode, we're talking to Mike Williams from CJ Directory about the Youth Services section in the CJ Directory phone app. All right, welcome back to the show. And as I mentioned, we have Mike Williams from CJ Directory. Thanks so much for being on the show, Mike.
Thanks, Chase. Thanks for having me.
So how long have you lived in the Caribou?
Well, I moved up to Quesnel in 1995, just before the May long weekend. So I've been here over 20 years, 22 years now. And Quesnel is home to me, and I kind of tend to forget that I grew up down in the Lower Mainland. Quesnel is my home, and this is where I feel very comfortable. It's a great community. I love being here.
Yeah, it's an absolutely beautiful place too. And it's strange though, because the weather's been so off of whack this year. Speaking about the weather and everything, people are in need of services for snow removal and probably jump starting their vehicles and other such services. So they'd probably end up going and looking up phone numbers through you guys, right?
That's correct. Yeah, we own CJ Directory, the telephone directory. One of the things that has changed for us over the last couple of years is we've moved it away from it being just a telephone directory, but more a hometown resource guide, which has allowed us to add in other components into the directory. But you're absolutely correct. In our yellow business section of the directory is where you will often find some of those services that you're referring to. And when we have weather like we've had right now, that's definitely different industries are busy getting those calls. When the weather gets cold, things do break down, unfortunately, and we're a great resource for that.
Yeah, and so you guys are the local Yellow Pages now.
Yeah, that's correct. CJ Directory is an independent telephone directory, and we've been in business for just over 20 years. We're working on our 21st edition, which hits the streets in May of 2017. We're local. We have an office here. We employ local people, and we've definitely are growing and adding different things to the directory and as part of our business.
Cool. So who ended up coming up with the idea for CJ Directory?
Well, as many people in the community know, we were formerly known as the Info Book. About 7 years ago, the previous owners made the decision that they're going to change the directory to CJ Directory. And CJ stands for Camé and Jerry Carlott and Camé Lynn Thompson. So CJ and then Directory. And my wife and I, Denise, took over the company CJ Directory August 1st of 2012. And when we took over, because there had been that confusion with the info book, we wanted to just continue to work with CJ Directory, keep that name, and just continue to add different components to the directory, which we have done the last few years.
Huh. So what's been the response to the business?
The response has been very positive. We're very community focused. We find that our readership is very well used in the community for residents, for businesses, and for just the community in general. We have a great community support of the directory. We're a proud Canadian company. We're local, and all the staff are here in Quesnel, are raised in Quesnel, quite a few of the staff that work here, and we're one of the other pieces too that the city just recently went through as a living wage employer. We are also recognized as a living wage employer as well. So it's really nice to be able to have a community office that's built in the community, very community focused, and bringing different community projects into the directory as well.
Yeah, no, that sounds great, and it's always nice to have a business that likes to focus on the local aspect and everything, instead of losing their thing through going through more than one place.
Yeah. One of the things that we have in the directory as well, we have obviously, when you mentioned around services in the directory, we have our business section, our yellow business section that's in the directory. We also have the Chamber of Commerce directory. We have the youth services app that we're going to be speaking to later. We also have awarded this year the official travel guide for the Quesnel community, and that's also going into our directory for our next edition. So we're really excited about that. We have the Prince George white listings, and we have the Williams Lake white listings, just to be able to, for the different businesses that are either to the north of us or to the south of us. So it's nice to be able to have a very comprehensive guide that we have, and we find that we're very well used in the community.
Huh, that's great. So About the app, tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, so one of the things when we first took over the company, it was definitely more of just a directory. We had a website, but we made the decision to change the website and also be able to introduce the two apps, which are available through the Apple Store or through Google Play, so anyone that has an Android device. And that gives that advertiser that 4-in-1 value for them when they advertise, but also for the customers in general. As we know, a lot of people are using smartphones, they're using tablets, and we wanted to be able to capture that. And so we developed the apps. So everything, the whole directory is available through the Apple Store or through the Android, through the different sections of the book. There's some pretty neat features with that, and being able to have that as part of the marketplace. We're quite proud to know that there's very few places that are officially on the Apple Store from Quesnel, so that was a big deal to be able to put that into place.
Huh. So who ended up building the app, and was it done locally?
No, unfortunately, there's a developer that we work with in Quebec, it's a Canadian company, that had the specialty of working with the Apple products. It's quite a process to work with the Apple Store. It was a lot easier to do a Google app, but it was a lot more difficult to work with an Apple, and they had the standards, and it was around the products. So we actually have 6 products within the CGA Directory app currently that is found through the Apple Store. The Quesnel section, the Williams Lake section, the Prince George section, the Chamber of Commerce Directory, the Youth Resource app, and then we also added the Visitor Guide last year, which will also be part of things going forward.
So what does the app contain?
So the app itself contains the ability to take the actual phone book that's in its printed form and be able to use it on a mobile device. And the nice thing about our app is that it's you can, once you've downloaded, it's a PDF format, which means that you don't have to be in Wi-Fi service to use it, so it's not using up data. Because once you've downloaded it, I encourage people to download it in a Wi-Fi zone. Download it, doesn't take up a lot of storage space on your phone or your tablet or whatever device that you're using, and then you can use it anywhere once you've got it downloaded, as long as you have cell phone service. Very small storage space. On the actual app, there's touch to call features, so every number is highlighted on there, and you can scroll through, you can hover on the number, touch it, and then it actually can connect you once you hit connect. Also for websites as well.
Perfect.
So very unique, and it's something that we get a lot of really positive response, that people have that ability to use it anywhere they are. Once they've got it downloaded on their phone, they have access to it. So it's like walking around with a big telephone directory, but now it's compressed and it's on your phone or tablet.
Perfect. And it has a ton of subcategories on it too.
It does, absolutely. When you're talking about services, if someone had that downloaded, if they have the CGA Directory app downloaded on their phone, and they were off at a job site or somewhere and their car didn't start, they could go in, find that service technician or whatever business that they go to, touch on the number, and they can get connected, which also helps on an emergency basis as well. Huh. So that's a cool feature.
So what type of subcategories are there on the app?
On the app itself is the whole directory. So that would be your whole yellow business sections. It'd have all your Quesnel whites, so that's all your residential numbers, that's all your businesses. Anyone that basically is in the directory, all the paid advertising is in the yellow business section. So anyone that's a paid client that advertises with us automatically are in that section, and that becomes every one of the section, whether it's a plumber, an electrician, an automotive specialist, whatever type of category the person wants to be able to look for. Restaurants, the dining guides are definitely very popular in our directory. And just the businesses in general. The Chamber of Commerce directory that we put out is very popular for people because it allows people to find out who the Chamber members are in the community and how to access their business and what they have to offer. So yeah, there's a lot of actual features in the actual app once you've downloaded. I encourage you to download it. If you haven't downloaded, it's free and it doesn't take up a lot of storage space, and it definitely is very handy. And the more that people download it, the better accessibility that we have for to justify us having the app, and I know that we get a lot of positive response from it because we have all those sections.
That's awesome. And also the youth services section, why did you guys feel that it was important to put that in?
Sure. Well, we were approached by it's kind of a partnership. The youth app was developed in partnership with the School District 28, with the Child and Youth Mental Health Services, with the Access Family Resources, City of Quesnel, of course, a big support from City of Quesnel, and Northern Health. So we formed this partnership, and they approached us because they knew that we had developed an app for CJ Directory, and they approached us to be able to develop a youth resource app. So in partnership with the user groups, we put together the app, and it's a great resource. It's got a lot of great information in there. It's great for youth from ages 12 to 18, but it's also a great resource for adults, caregivers, parents, the helping professionals that are out in the community to be able to get familiar with what is available. There's apps built within the app. There'll be things that you'll see. It's an 8-page resource guide that helps people with depression and anxiety. But in the actual guide, there's some other linkages to other sites where people can go and get more information, little toolkits. All that stuff is free, and it's really important for people to know that those services are available. So we were quite honored that they approached us to come and develop this app, and we are very proud of this partnership that we have. I'm very proud that we could offer something to the community.
And also the section for the youth also has all of the helplines and everything in it as well?
That's correct. It's got all the helplines, and similar to downloading the telephone directory, once somebody has downloaded the app, what was really important in talking to a lot of youth in the community is that they could maintain their anonymity, and so that it could be confidential. So if they download the CJ Directory app, within the app it has the 6 sections of the app, as I mentioned. So once they've downloaded that app, they could have that on their phone, and then if they get themselves into trouble somewhere, or they want to get resources, or they want to get information, they can confidentially go in, connect into one of those numbers, go into a website, check some of the other apps that are available for the resources, and that was really important for us that we could maintain that. And that's been important to the youth that want to be able to access this when they need that, or for their friends, or to be able to access that information, as opposed to grabbing a pamphlet off a display rack. This way they could have it on their phone and use it whenever they need to.
Have you gotten any response from this section yet?
We've had a great response from the partners in terms of the accessibility, the confidentiality, being able to know that it's in the actual directory as well as on the app. As far as people using it, because once people download the app, it becomes their property, so we don't track any of that information. And that's really important for youth as well, right? To be able to have something that they can look at when they want to be able to look at it. If it's there, it's available, it's free, and it doesn't take up a lot of storage space. As we all know, storage is a big thing when it comes to storage on a phone and Wi-Fi. So downloading the Wi-Fi zone keeps it confidential. It's in a user format that's very friendly, and as far as we know, we've had nothing but positive feedback, and we're really excited about the feedback we've received. We're just in the process of making a few different changes to it, but all the information's current, and they're pretty happy with the user. Partnerships are very happy with what we've put together, and there's very few changes we have going forward into the next edition.
Cool. So are you thinking of maybe developing anything for seniors as well?
That's something that a couple of user groups have actually talked to us about. We'd definitely be open to that if somebody was wanting to come forward with that idea, and if they wanted to come to us, we definitely would be open to it. As I said, we really see ourselves as a community resource, and we have a senior section in our community resource part of the directory, the beginning parts, but there's definitely other things that we could look at. If a user group came to us and wanted to partner with us, we would definitely be open to that.
Cool. So where can people end up getting the app from?
So the ways that people can get it, obviously in the actual CJ Directory book, people can get that in the hard copy of the book. There's a section in the book that highlights it. It's in a different color, and it stands out in the book before the yellow business section. They can also go to the App Store, and as long as they know how to download the app, there's a way of going in the App Store. It's free to download. They can go that method. They could also go in and to any of the Android, depends on their user. Usually a lot of people use Google Play. Sometimes people use the Play Store. If they have an Android device, they can go in there. Again, they can download it for free. And if anybody has any difficulty downloading the app, or has any difficulty downloading anything through Google Play, we've also put an instruction in our actual CJ Directory on how to download the apps, and that's available for people to do. I can't remember what page it's on, but it's highlighted in the directory. It's 289, I believe.
Perfect. All right. Well, thanks so much for coming to the show.
Yeah, thanks very much for having me, and I just really appreciate the time that you've taken to interview me on this. I'm very excited about this project. Very excited that our CJ Directory is very well used in the community. As I mentioned before, we're local, we're Canadian, we're here for the long haul. We've been in business now for coming up on 5 years, and we plan in business for a long time.
All right.
adding more things into the directory.
Perfect. Remember to check out CJ Directory and their phone app. It contains vital information for youth and other people in our community. You can find it on the App Store, Google Play, and also in their hard copy book. Remember not to go anywhere. We have some entertainment for you coming up next. Welcome back to Where You Live. We're at the CNC campus here in Quesnel, and what better way to wrap things up than with some tunes. Welcome back to the show, Rylan. It's awesome to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
And Brody, you're new here.
Thanks for having me.
So, Rylan, the last song that you ended up singing for us was beautiful, and I enjoyed it quite a lot. Tell me a little bit about the last song that you sang for us for people that haven't seen it yet.
Okay, the last song was a little ukulele tune that I wrote when I was at my friend's house. I was just fooling around, and I found a little riff that I enjoyed, so I wanted to write some pretty lyrics to it. And so it's like a little short love song that I like to play for my friends.
Nice. So do you guys have a name for the new song?
I haven't named it yet, actually. I'm still thinking about it.
So tell me a little bit about the new song, Brody.
So the songs we are going to be playing today are a song called Tom Sawyer's, which is just about growing up and choosing between your dreams and making money. The second song we are going to do is called Catching Butterflies, and I wrote it for a friend of mine who had gone through some unfortunate circumstances in her childhood, and I wrote this song as a way to help her out and empathize with the way she was feeling.
Thanks, guys. I'm sure everyone at home is dying to listen to the music. And this is Where You Live. I'm Chase Benson, and I'll see you next week.
Get all caught up in moments forever past, ever past, ever past. We recall it never lasts, never lasts, never lasts. Might left your heart on the floor when you said she's not what you're looking for. Dreams been defaced by the face on a dollar bill, dollar bill. Remember those days we used to love for the thrill, for the thrill. Don't drop your dreams at the door. You got swords, but nothing worth fighting for. Tom Sawyer's become lawyers. Complain about the snow instead of lighting fires. All a dreamer wants is happiness, but we gave the Sandman a broom, said clean up this mess. You never know your soul till you're lost in the cost of what you owe. And it plagues your mind, and then that rot hits your heart and your soul. Don't drop your dreams at the door. Traded a suit and a tie for eyes that could not tell a lie. Tell me, did you really think you could fly? Tom Sawyer's become lawyers. Complain about the snow instead of lighting fires. All a dreamer wants is happiness, but we gave the Sandman a broom. Still I return to that spot where I let it rot away. Sometimes I wish I could stay, send every dollar I made. Tom Sawyer's become lawyers. Complain about the snow instead of lighting fires. All the dreamer wants is happiness, but we gave the Sandman a broom, said, clean up this mess. Wish I could clean up this mess. She will never see her own reality, things that used to be, that felt so perfectly, looking through their eyes, but it's all been compromised. You try to catch it all, like catching butterflies. Broken heart, a streak of red, what separates the Grateful Dead? Tries to find a hidden place, but I can see the teardrop on her face. One more mountain to climb, one more river to ride, one more step till you fall. It's a place we could make a withdrawal. It's like catching butterflies. A sudden change of heart makes the chains fall apart. Only then a new one's bound, tying her to moving ground. Maybe then she'll find a place, an empty room, a smiling face. The clock says that it's her friend, but she knows the days never end. One more mountain to climb, one more river to ride, one more step till you fall. Try to find some beauty in the chaos of it all. It's like catching butterflies, just like catching butterflies. And it's okay to wish that it would stop. And it's okay to wish that it would stop. And it's okay to wish that it would stop. The strength you'll find is when you get back up. Well, maybe one day you'll hear the call, but we can catch butterflies until nightfall. So don't fall apart. Try to find some distance between your scars. One more reason to stay. One more, I'll make it through the day. Four more steps till you fall. You are the beauty amongst it all. It's like catching butterflies, just like catching butterflies. And it's okay to wish that it would stop. Strength you'll find is when you get back up. Maybe one day it's okay to wish that it would stop. Catching butterflies, catching butterflies, catching butterflies, catching butterflies.